Hello everybody, welcome back. I hope you're doing great. Today we are going to be having a random video. So this video is about a group called Polarix. Now if you don't know, this group was formed from a survivor show at the end of last year, and I thought this group already debuted. I was like, they already debuted, they probably have released lots of music, great. But it wasn't until I came across a video a couple of months ago that I was like, oh, that actually hasn't happened fully, and I got very confused. So I started looking information. I was like, oh, this doesn't look good. So I want to talk about it because I read stuff and I'm like, might as well just share it to people. So like I said, I saw a video which I'll put it below because that is the video that I saw first, and it's the video that inspired me to do this one. That video I saw and I was like, what? Because again, all this time I thought they already debuted. Apparently it wasn't until recently, because when I saw the video, the stuff that they have released, it hasn't happened. There was no news still when I saw that video, and I think when the video was made, I'm not entirely sure. Still, I'm gonna put it below if you want to see it, because as me looking for more information, I realized there's even more videos of more people confused about what the hell is happening with Polarix. So I'm just gonna talk about it as well, because I am also confused. Maybe there's people out there that can help me figure this out. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about everything so you kind of understand the whole background of things. First, the survivor show, because this group was from a survivor show, like I said. So it was called Starlight Boys. It is, or it was, a South Korean Chinese survival show that was shown on, I think there's a way to pronounce this but I'm not sure, but it is IQIYI and SBS. So again, it was a Chinese company making a Korean survivor show. It happened from October to December 2024, and it was 69 contestants, at least that's the number that I found, and they were all trying to make it in the top 9 to debut. Now, I don't remember the full lineup of judges. I did find an article that mentioned them. There were a couple of idols and all of that. So again, there were lots of idols and even trainees that were from other survivor shows, or that were seen on other survivor shows on this. The one that most people were talking about were the members of B173. I think I made maybe a short edit or something of this survivor show and this whole thing. And this group was talked a lot because the company decided to divide this group essentially in two. Half of it went to this survivor show and half of it went to another survivor show that I'm going to talk about in a second. And the main one that people were talking about was Hangul. He was sent to the survivor show. People know his story. People know how many survivor shows this man has been to. And the fact that the company sending him to this one was very sad. At least to me, it was very sad to see. Now, there were controversies going around with this. Now, there is 2 pages that I found talking about this. One is a Reddit. I don't use this page. I don't know anything. I think they call it a thread. I don't even know. But this person was kind of mentioning a couple of things, and I was like, this is one of the best ones that I have found around. And there is an article also talking about some of the controversies, and it mentions one that is the one that I have seen the most. But at least the Reddit, this person was talking about a few points that were happening during this survivor show was happening. Now, it was months ago, so they're talking to it as if the survivor show is happening. So I'll just summarize the things. So the first thing, and this one I have heard a lot while the survivor show was happening, it is injuries keep piling up. Apparently there were a lot of injuries during this survivor show. It does mention I think it is Shane. I love these names are gonna be in Chinese, and I don't know fully how to pronounce this, so I am sorry. But this trainee's leg, he got injuries in the leg. Yin Hao's ankle problems, and Shiyun, I think it is, waist issues are just a few examples that this person is mentioning. But apparently a lot of the contestants, trainees, were in and out of the hospital because of overwork and poor conditions that I'm guessing they were living or something. Both rigging scandals. A lot of other shows are always, for the most part, this, okay? And that is the kind of hard part when it comes to survivor shows, because a lot of people either figure out, it gets thrown to the public that votes can be rigging. This happened a lot with the produce show, which is why you don't see too many produce shows, survivor shows that were, I feel like, one of the first ones that started happening with survivor shows. Again, while the producer has yet to address this mess, that's apparently it is clear that fans were feeling betrayed by everything, and there were accusations and a lot of fan wars apparently because of this. Another thing is dwindling fan support. The show ratings were falling fast when the whole Survivor show was happening, despite die-hard fans voting relentlessly to keep their favorites afloat. The lack of genuine support from the production team has left fans exhausted and bitter. Fans taking a stand was anything that was happening. Apparently there were a lot of fan clubs from trainees that decided to stop voting altogether for those trainees that were supporting, so they wouldn't be able to be on the show or anything because of how poorly the trainees were being treated, and I'm guessing the whole injuries and stuff. Again, this is sad though, because it's sad for the fans see the trainee and be like, he wants to be, I want to help, but also this Survivor show is horrible, I don't want him to be there anymore, so they take the stance of not voting. I feel like that is very hard. Kind of have to remember there's always going to be other chances, so hopefully you will see that idol or trainee in this case again on another Survivor show or the View at some point. But that part made me sad, honestly, because again, you're a fan trying to vote for your favorite, you see that this Survivor show is crap, and it's like, I might as well not do it anymore so they can get out of there. Again, people thought this Survivor show wasn't going to keep going, or where it wasn't going to be able to recover from everything because of the injuries and everything that was happening, and fans were losing trust on the show, the producers, everything. So that is something that was happening. Another person says something here about sabotaging a certain trainees and hyping others. Apparently that was something else that was happening around. I don't know exactly how that ties up, but apparently that was something. Now this other article that I found, this is an article, it says K-pop Survivor show Starlight Boys faces controversies. This was again on November 2024, so this was written while the Survivor show was still happening, and this is by Monica Dobson. Now I'm not gonna read this whole thing, I'll have everything linked below if you want to read everything, but this does mention the judges. Now they call it guiders in the Survivor show, and you have Lee Seung-gi, Daesun from Big Bang, Choi Yeonjun, which he is a South Korean dancer and choreographer. I feel like I have heard the name. You have rapper and singer Han Hye, singer and songwriter Wee, and Yoon, which is a member of Stacy. Judges, this is why I said that I remember there were a lot of idols on it, because there's at least like 2 or 3. This article was specifically talking about 2 things. Now there's one of them that I didn't know about, there was another one that I know about that I think I did a short something about it, but this is talking about a trainee called Shio, again I don't know how to pronounce names, and apparently he has been self-taught dancer for 2 years, I think he mentions, and that was his first time performing and while singing and dancing at the same time. Ultimately the guiders gave Shio a serious start, and the reason was because they think he is more of an artist, not an idol, and they sparked rumors of racism within the show. Now after that, there was another trainee called Kim Sun-ju. He told the judges about how he's a model and he doesn't have any dance experience, and that he has been vocal training for about 1 or 2 months. After giving the performance, the guiders gave him 1 star, saying that he fit the idol image, unlike Shio. Again, names and I don't go together. So already that put probably a bad taste in people's mouth for sure. Now the other one they mentioned is the main one that I know about that happened during the show. It was a mission called Signal Sun mission. When the Signal Sun, which is the theme song of the show, there we go, is played, all trainees have to perform at the same time, and then through evaluation, guiders decided on the qualified trainees that will pass. But Guardian Lee Sun-kyun didn't stop there. The Signal Sun mission will continue until 56 trainees pass, until the final trainees decided the signal song will play infinitely. There were a lot of clips about this whole mission thing that they did on the Survivor show. Again, viewers saw that each round the trainees started to get progressively more tired. What frustrated the most about this is that the boys danced to a 1 to 2 minute song over 20 times with only 30 seconds break in between. And then the whole mission was interrupted by trainee Sun How, I think it is, said he expressed to the crew and guiders that he knew they wanted each trainee to show their determination and persistence. But we are humans, not machine, was something that he said, and that clip went around everywhere, I feel like. And then afterwards, guider Lee Seung-gi told trainees that this is something they'll have to go through in order to become K-pop idols, which that's another clip that went around. People, I think this trainee that said this, Jin Hao, I think is how you pronounce his name, the next day was shown that he plus the 2 or 3 more left the show. Doesn't surprise me. I probably would have as well if I have seen this kind of mission. I would be like, you suck, and I would have gone away as well. People weren't mad with the trainee. Actually, people were siding with the trainee. People were mad at the judges. People were mad because they were like, again, there are a few idols on this judge lineup, and a lot of people were like, you could have said something about this. And then having Seung-gi say something like this made people even mad with him, actually, because of it. I'm gonna think that they didn't know about this mission. I did not like the comment that he made about they'll have to go through this to become a K-pop idol. I understand they all work and they all practice for hours, but they take breaks in between. At least I hope they do. It's nothing like this. But also, I would like to think that the judges didn't know about this and they couldn't express their opinions, because I feel like if they could, they probably would have said something. A few of them at least would. But if they didn't and they went through this, I'm sorry. It doesn't look good at all. But the fact that he said that, I was like, why? And that clip went around everywhere, people. I saw it. It was one of the things that made me, I think it was a TikTok or something that I made about it, because I was like, what the hell are you thinking about? Like, that is like that, you could see their faces. They were tired. They were about to break down right there, because they have been dancing to that song for like 20 plus times. So I'm pretty sure there were a lot more things that happened during this Survivor show that I probably didn't see, but I do know this Survivor show was very messy. So let's get into the group, because that's the main thing here. So to tell you a little bit very basic about the group, they're called Polarix, and from what I found, I don't know if this meaning is the right one, because this is the one that I saw the most. It means 9 stars together, like Polarix, the brightest star in the night sky, means the creation of infinite possibilities. That's the main thing that I found. Now the fandom does have a name, which is Lumina, and it's a combination of the words luminous and Polarix. The support from the fans are the light Polarix needs to shine. And there is again 9 members. I'll try to pronounce the names, but I'm sorry if I butcher one. You have Pentor, Hangul, Lee Jun-hyuk, Sushi Won or Shushi Won, Yan Donghwa, Lee De-ul, Shao Si-hen, I wish I could say Chinese name properly, and Shin She. I said this group was formed on December 2024 because that's when the show finished, but they actually technically debuted on May 28th of this year, and it was an EP called Freefall. As far as I know, all the songs are in Chinese. The one that they have a Korean version of is Dreamless, which is the one that I think is the actual title track of this EP, but the rest is in Chinese, I think, unless there is something that I heard or something wrong. All of them are in Chinese, and this is technically a Chinese EP released in May. That's the first thing that they have released. There's nothing else that I found. The company that they're under is Idol Youth Entertainment, which is a Chinese music label and entertainment agency. And it was created by, again, IQIYI to manage the Survivor show groups. Now, people do not talk very good about this company. from what I saw, and I'm not gonna get into detail about it. You can make your own research about it. If I find a page that I can leave you to read a couple of things, I'll do it. But apparently there have been other survivor shows groups under this company that haven't been managed well. That's all I have read. But I feel like there is more, and I decided not to go too much into that rabbit hole, because if I did, I wouldn't have been able to finish these notes. So that's all. But if I find the pages that I read most of the stuff, I'll leave them below if you want to know more about the company. I don't want to get too much into it. What is happening exactly with this group? Now, there's something, if you don't know, they have been only promoting mainly on China. That there is this thing, I have an article here, I was going to read a little bit about it, but instead I'm gonna leave it below if you want to know about it. But there is this, I think it is Hallyu ban, I think that's how they call it. If there's a different name, I'll put it somewhere. China was a huge place for a lot of K-pop marketing, and something happened. Korea, South Korea specifically, did something that China didn't like, and they kind of did a ban of K-pop with China. Now, this ban has never been officially stated by China or anything like that, but it was seemingly happening because groups weren't allowed to promote China, things like that. More into it is talking to the article that I'll leave below. But recently there have been a few things happening in China that people believe that that whole ban thing that has never been officialized might be lifting up. Apparently there were some concerts that were supposed to happen but didn't happen. Apparently Hive made an office in Beijing or something like that. So there's certain things that are happening that people think that ban of K-pop in China might actually lift, and groups might be able to promote or something in China. It is a huge market that have lost millions, it wasn't millions, they said billions of money to South Korea. So I'm bringing this up because I believe this might have something to do with why Polarix is only being promoted in China. Now, I also feel like if you made a Korean, survivor show, you should promote them in South Korea as well. And if that is being impossible because of this whole thing, you could have signed them with a Korean entertainment agency, whatever you might be the greatest, I don't know, but at least it's something for them to be able to promote in Korea, because again, they were formed from a survivor show in Korea. Why not promote them? You know what I mean? So I don't know, but that is something that they found that I knew about already, but I read a little bit more about it and I was like, this might be a reason as to why. But also they could have signed them with a Korean company, maybe they will be able to promote there. But like I have been saying, they have only been promoting in China apparently. Nothing about Korea, Japan at least, because a lot of these groups do end up promoting, even if it is a little bit in Japan as well. Nothing about that, only in China. This group was formed December 2024. All I found was that in February, I'm guessing of this year, they had a fan meeting and there were rumors about a single and a tour happening, but that never happened. Now I'm guessing the whole single is the one that they did in May, but tour, nothing at all. And apparently on March, 5 out of the 9 members went on a music festival in China, which confused a lot of people, and I think were the 5 members that could speak Chinese only, and I was like, what is happening here? But also confuses people because it's a 9-member group but only 5 of them are going there. Okay, so that happened, and not all members talk Chinese, by the way. Again, you have a few Korean members there that only speak Korean, a few of them are Chinese that only speak Chinese, and I think there's 1 or 2 members that can speak Korean and Chinese, and are mainly the ones that translate things. Another thing is people don't have too much information about the group or exactly what they're gonna do with the group. Again, this was formed in December. We're already at August at this point. If you look information about the other groups that were under this company, there were like 2 or 3 I think that I found. Most of the contracts are a year max, nothing more than that. So if you go by that, and Polarix was formed from December 2024, you can kind of imagine that they might disband on December of this year, because that's the year. Now, if you start counting it by May, which is technically when they debuted fully because they haven't released anything else until May, then they are going to last until May of 2026. Either way, there is nothing released about this. Usually there is a little bit of information, how long the contract is, somebody out there leaks how many albums or something they're gonna release, but mainly how long the contract is, they tell you. Nothing about this has been released. But if you let yourself guide from the other ones that have been on this company, a year max is what Polarix is gonna last. From how or when they're going to like count that, I don't know. It can be December, it can be May. I'm guessing May because that's technically their debut date essentially. But now there is another group that I am going to compare them, and I understand this group is mainly being promoted in Korea. They're signed with a Korean company, I understand all that, but the comparison is there, so bear with me. There was this other show, survival show, that was happening at the same time as Starlight Boys happening. It was called Project 7. Now this other show a lot of people knew about because that's where the other half of the group B173 went, and I think one member made it into this lineup. This also was from October to December 2024, so both survival shows were happening at the same time. This show formed Close Your Eyes. This group debuted as soon as they were released and formed and everything. They debuted very quickly. They have made a comeback, which was really good, by the way. I haven't reacted to anything of them on the channel, but I have seen it. Pretty good songs so far that they have done. And they have won multiple first places on music shows. I think like 2 or 3. But they have won more than once. This is something that Polarix could have been doing now, but because the company hasn't signed them with a Korean entertainment, at least to be able for them to like promote in Korea, they're not doing that. Again, you kind of have to compare them because they were both from a survivor show happening exactly at the same time. The comparison is there. I understand one was from a Chinese type of survivor show, but it's still Korean. Again, it's a messy thing, but if the company would have moved quicker to sign Polarix with a Korean company so they could promote there as well, they could have been doing this because they would have had a lot of support in Korea as well. Probably even more than in China, honestly. Would these two probably have been competing for attention? Probably, but the vibes are different. At least when I heard the song that Polarix released, the vibes are different from Close Your Eyes. People probably would have been able to choose or support them both. This is something that Polarix would have had as well so far. At least one win or something. At least more music. Okay, let's forget about the wins for a second. At least some music. More than what they have now. What exactly is Polarix doing now? I fully don't know. From what I found, they released that single this year. The first thing that they have released on May. I tried finding an MV for it, music video. There was nothing. I couldn't find anything, so either they didn't do one or I couldn't see it. I even went to their official YouTube channel, didn't see anything. I don't know if there's another place that I could have checked, but I didn't see an music video for it. They had their first live performance. Apparently it was on an M Countdown on Thailand. I think it was specifically on Thailand because when I went to look for the video, the YouTube channel was literally M Countdown Thailand. So I'm guessing it was there. Other than those two things, there's nothing else. Again, the last thing that I saw on their Instagram was a clip from that live performance. On the YouTube channel, I saw something from a couple of weeks ago that they were celebrating a member's birthday. Other than those two things that I just mentioned, honestly, there isn't that much movement. It is August. That single was released in May. There has been no talk about any other possible music that they are going to release at some point. Again, it's such a weird concept of everything, from the survivor show to what they're doing with this group, and I don't understand the point of it, honestly. So let me just tell you what I think about everything. The main thing here is that there's no clear answer that I could find about how long this group is going to be together. Again, they usually tell you. There's nothing that I could find. Again, if I let myself guide from the other groups that they have been under this company, a year max. from where they're counting that year, I don't know. It can be from December, it can be from May. I'm guessing from May, but you never know. With how messy I have been reading that this company might be, apparently, again, survivor shows, I have said this before, I think I have said it a couple of times, survivor shows are supposed to build a fan base from the survivor show to the group if the member makes it into the group. Putting an example, Boys Planet 2. Boys Planet 2 has a lot of idols on it. A lot. I feel like a little bit too much, which honestly made me cry. But there's a lot of idols. The best example I can give you is the KB. Honestly, my soul hurt when I saw there were 2 members. Now, so far, Hee-chan actually got eliminated, and Harry-jun was the only one that survived, barely survived. But there has been a lot of talk about the KB, probably disbandment or something. It has been very hard for them to stick together, and releasing so many music and nothing sticking there, you know, has been very, very hard for them. And I'm guessing this is a chance for these 2 members to build a fan base through this survivor show, even if they make it into a lineup or not, to bring to the KB to see if it works. Most of those idols that go into the survivor shows are for that, or the groups is so not doing anything, which I think there's members from very, I want one of them to at least make it into this lineup, because Jellyfish is absolutely doing nothing with that group. But that's an example of a company absolutely doing nothing, idol going there to at least see if they got a chance to debut again and promote and all of that. That's another thing. What I'm getting at, survivor shows are for building a fan base that member, trainee, whoever it may be, is gonna bring with them if they make it into a lineup or not. And this company is not doing that. Again, if the trainee makes it into the lineup and they're promoting, that fan base is going to be there when that group disbands and they go back to their companies, either to debut as a group, soloist, keep being with the group they're under, whatever it may happen. That fan base is going to be there, and that should help that group rise up a little bit more. That is not happening with Polarix, because the company is doing absolutely nothing with them to give that fan base or even build it. What is going to happen with this group, honestly, I don't know. If the company doesn't promote them well, if at least the company doesn't find something that they can do in Korea entertainment or something to sign them for Korea promotions, I feel like this would have been a wasted opportunity for a lot of those idols on Polarix. Not only idols, all of them, honestly, all of them, because they're not being able to build that fan base to bring back to them. Lots of things need to change for this. They need to promote them better. That is literally, that's the first thing that I put here, promotion, because that needs to change. But also the company needs to promote the music that they're releasing. I didn't know they were going to release a single. I didn't even know they haven't debuted properly or anything like that. I thought that already the video has been releasing a lot of music. Not at all. My question is, what kind of promotion is that? There's nothing. And again, they're not building any fan base with that, honestly. They need to release more music, at least a single or something this year. I don't know how long they got left, but at least something else this year will be nice. Wouldn't surprise me if the company tries to do this again. I don't know if this was some kind of test thing that they did to see how the waters will be, how everything will be, and kind of do it again and change a couple of things. I don't know if that's something that they're gonna do, if they're gonna try again and change a couple of things. I don't know, but also I don't see them changing that much either. From what I have been reading about them, wanted to do a lot of things with the group probably, but they fucked up at some point and now they don't know how to do it, and they're just like, we're just gonna give you this stuff and wait for the time to end, and bye. Who knows? As for the groups and the members, I don't know how much they got left again. If I let myself guide, it's only a year, so just a couple of months either way. I feel like even if they try to be active right now, it's late. And also I don't know what the members will do after the group disbands. I didn't see the whole story show, so I don't know the story of all the members that made it to line up. The only one that I know is Hangil, because again he's from that group, and I'm pretty sure when this is finished he's going to go back to the group. As for the rest of the members, again, I don't know too much about their stories, so I don't know what exactly they're going to do. Maybe debut in China, maybe the Korean members are going to go back to Korea and maybe debut or sign with a company or something. So I don't know exactly what is going to happen, but this is messy. Okay, I do not like how this whole Survivor show happened, all the controversies that came with it. I saw a lot of trainees pull out of this even while the show was happening because of everything that was happening during the show, and I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think you want that to happen. One, I have seen it happen, but multiple, especially after that whole thing, mission signal something, I don't think that's a good thing. I think it was way too messy. I think this company is going to try and do that again, the Chinese company. I think they're gonna probably change a couple of things. Is it going to work? I don't know. Are they gonna change? I don't know. But it wouldn't surprise me if they try to do the same thing again after Polarix is done. I don't know what the whole purpose of it was. I don't know what was the reason behind it. Promotion is not one. Money, I don't think so either. I wish the group the best. Hopefully everything ends very soon, honestly, because I don't think this is a good experience for any of them. Honestly, they might be having fun between all of them and all of that, but this doesn't look like a great experience, honestly. And I think the quicker this ends, the better for all of them, which is sad to say. It's the same thing with like fans stopping to vote for a member. You're not training this kid in the Survivor show. This is kind of the same thing, where I kind of want this to be over so they all can go back, and hopefully whatever reason they did this for, it works for them. If any of you have any more information about this, you're more than welcome to tell me. Again, I'm gonna leave all the links below if you want to read and see the video and everything. There is a lot more videos about this here, I'm pretty sure, because I saw a couple as well, and now there's this one of me just being worried about what the hell is happening. But if there's any other information that you know, you can all let us know. Maybe there's stuff that I left out or I wasn't able to read or anything. You can let me know in the comments below, and let me know your opinion about it. I am curious, because this is way too messy for my liking. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're doing great, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Bye-bye.